Are we going?
Oh, we're going? We're rolling.
Welcome to the world's okayest podcast.
AKA
Scissors or sisters. We do hair, so hence the scissoring.
I feel like people think we're very unfriendly. Is it our faces?
Books,
Movies.
hair,
Dudes.
songs,
Kids.
mom stuff.
This is what it's like to spend a day with us.
This is us.
All day. We're just raw dogging this thing.
I had a warrant out for my arrest.
I can't. You just called me a meth addict.
Suck my anxiety out of my body.
Are we going? No.
Are we going?
What if we just
Yes,
snap?
we are.
What if we just snap for 45
What episode is this?
minutes?
Because I have shit to do today besides this.
God. She is hateful today.
40-something, 3 maybe?
No, it's 4. 44.
44.
I'm afraid to even talk. I'm afraid to look at her. It's not a good day. It's not a good day, folks.
I need some lotion.
Yeah, episode
Frosty
44.
hands. Okay.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Or don't.
Please, no, do it. Don't listen to her. What is happening? Well, we're done. I'm scared. I'm scared to talk.
Don't look at me like that.
Anyways, are you going to make it through 40?
8 health problems commonly mistaken for anxiety.
Don't look
even
at it.
by doctors.
It popped up on my watch too, and I ignored it because we don't need that negativity in our life.
But I wonder what it is.
Don't
is it
look.
something I can medicate?
Don't look
though?
because you'll end up having all of them. You'll have
Fine. Is
every
it
symptom
something I
and
can-
every condition.
Is
Then
it
we will.
something they can treat,
I
and
don't
then I
know.
would be fixed.
Then we'll end up spiraling together. We need one of us to stay on top of the ledge to
Okay.
pull the other one back.
Okay.
Okay. Don't read that article.
Okay.
Book. What are you looking at?
Your hair.
What?
It looks very Farrah Fawcett-y on that side.
Well, you know why? Because this needs colored because look at it. This is
I've
old blonde
been
and it's
looking at it.
ratchet and it won't do anything when the color begins to fade.
I'm afraid that's gonna knock your can over.
Been there, done that.
So Thirsty is our book. It matches my shirt.
It does match your shirt. So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison.
We did one of her other books, Cackle.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished another one of hers last night.
Such sharp teeth.
Yes,
We'll do that
I've
one.
decided she's one of my favorite authors.
She's maybe one of mine as well.
This one is vampires.
It is vampires.
I try to get people to understand when I'm like, it's about vampires, and they're like, I'm like, not like Twilight.
No.
Not, and when I'm like, when Cackle's about witches, I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, how do you
It's
describe
not
it?
hocus pocus.
No,
it's
it's
like
like-
more
It's like,
magical realism.
yeah, like you're just trucking along as a normal person, living
But-
normal life.
but you're a witch.
And then they run
Or
into
or
a person
vampire.
that's a real witch or a real vampire, or you get turned into a real werewolf.
yeah, magical realism.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes, I think that's what that's called.
So
This-
this one,
It gave me very much kind of Lost Boys vibes, like that kind of
too.
vampire.
Yeah.
When he's floating up by the window.
yeah. There's a little bit of spice in this one too, which I like. There was 0 in Cackle, which I loved Cackle. Like it didn't matter. But,
Yeah, there's no love at all,
No.
like really in Cackle.
But all of her stories, like the women,
She's very.
they don't need no man.
She's very empowering to the women.
Yeah, everything has a little feministy undertone, and I love it
I know, I do too.
without being like over the top.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait till you read Such Sharp Teeth.
okay, I'm gonna read it after I finish what I'm reading.
Anyways, I think I gave it 5 stars.
I gave it
because
5 stars. I liked it a little bit better than Cackle. I know you were like, why?
I don't know. I can't decide because now I've thrown in a third one of hers and I'm like, I don't know. I love them all
I do too.
so
The
much.
Only comment that's negative I have about this one is
The ending.
the ending. Like
Yeah.
it kind of just
Blah, 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 blah.
ended. Like it was
Yeah.
done. And I was like, wait, what?
I
Wait,
know.
what?
I know.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
And I wanted more. Like I needed it to. I
Well,
needed
I'm like,
more.
she's done witches, werewolves, and vampires. But I'm like, please don't be done because, like, I'm going to need her to write more because this is her newest one.
Yes, it is. But I love all her books too. So
Yeah.
so thirsty. Read it.
Yeah.
You can buy it in the bookstore.
Yes, you can.
We have all three.
We keep her stocked
We
because we push her a lot.
Yeah, we do because we love her.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday is coming
The Chiefs are in it again.
again. 3
it's rigged.
It's scripted.
So is it only rigged by the Chiefs? Because they seem to be the only ones
Well,
going to the Super Bowl
It's
repeatedly.
because of Taylor Swift
And her Satanism.
They're cashing in on Taylor Swift while they can.
Okay.
Or the Taylor Swift era is
To
over.
be honest, I wish she was the halftime show.
Who's the halftime? Kendrick Lamar. Is that what Ali said?
I think so.
I don't
know who that is.
I only know like one.
I know that name, but
I know the Taylor Swift song that Kendrick Lamar sings and raps in. Other than that, I probably do know more songs.
Like, I'm just for the Super Bowl for the food, but it is kind of cool that it's the Chiefs.
I know
a lot because that's our home team.
Yes,
and they sucked for like 100 years.
They did to the point people were like selling their Chiefs gear.
And
terrible.
like
Not
people
going
didn't go
to the
to games.
no.
And they were like made fun of you if you liked the Chiefs. It was well known that the Chiefs were trash.
Well, now everybody's like, oh, they've like the refs are paid. They're paying off the refs, and it's just
So
it's a publicity
stupid.
stunt.
Oh my God!
Whatever.
Are these men
Whatever.
ever happy with anything?
No.
God, get
They've-
you a self-help book about how to like football again.
Or just how to get over life's little humps you don't like. Jesus, don't watch the Super Bowl then. Good Lord.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't
It
either.
irritates me.
But we're having
I'm bleeding today,
I
so
know.
I hate
everything.
a lot of things.
Well, my kid can't breathe today. We've already been to the doctor.
Yeah, because it's like 70. What is it?
It was 70.
72,
Ooh, I was
my watch
yeah,
says.
It's summer.
Which is bullshit because tomorrow is 47.
I was going to say, I was listening to KY3 and they were like, a 25-degree temperature swing between today and tomorrow. Welcome to Missouri.
Yeah.
This
Greer
is
was
our-
like, I want to do a yard sale today. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
so
winter. Like, it's still winter. We're
because of
in winter.
We are in winter, but today it is spring. So because of the spring weather, Carter's asthma is
flaring.
flared. So we had to go get steroids because his inhaler wasn't doing it.
Wasn't cutting it.
So he barked like a seal in my ear half the night and
Cool.
this morning, and I'm
Neat.
tired. I'm very tired.
Gotta love them kids.
I'm so tired.
I'm tired too.
I know. I feel like a little, like kind of high.
Well, I mean, we have like 8 jobs now. Remember when we were like, let's open a bookstore and just sit around and read all day?
Read.
How many times have you been
Ju-
able to read at the bookstore?
0. I've brought my book or my Kindle every single day.
I haven't. I knew. I've brought it once.
I've brought mine in my bag, but not a single time. It is okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. I told you this yesterday because I love it. Like in my soul, I still love
too.
it. I
Me too.
don't want the hype to quit. I don't want to necessarily slow down.
Right.
But it is a lot more than I
Job
bargained
than you
for. going and working at the bookstore are given open hours. Like people are messaging us every day, all day, all night, which is fine.
I think once we're out of the book bouquet era,
book bouquets,
because those have been a lot of messages.
Also, we are selling so much. We are placing orders every single day.
So then there's boxes
So
every day.
single day we have to unpack boxes of books, put them in the system, put them back on the shelf. Like it's a lot of work.
It is.
That I guess I just didn't. My husband's gonna be like, "See, I told you."
No, it's because we didn't think we'd sell that many books.
We didn't. I thought.
I'm glad we are.
I mean, same.
Because I would be sad if we were like, well, shit, we can't place an order because we haven't sold anything.
Yeah. When I took Carter to the doctor, one of the reception girls was like, "Your little bookstore's hopping," and I said, "I know it's done really good," and she said, "It's all I see on Facebook," and I said, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah. Go us.
That's what we like to hear. Yeah, it's a lot though. But
We've had so many people tell us thank you.
And
I was like, this is what the community needed.
I know.
I'm like, well,
you're welcome.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know. It's done amazing. Like
it has.
The amount of books we have sold, I honestly didn't think that would be until
I thought that was how many books we'd sell in like a year.
Me too. We got a Square notification last week. So we'd been open a little over a full week. That was like, you just hit your 500th transaction.
I was like, what's that word? Yeah,
transaction. And we were like, what the flip? 500 transactions? That's insane. Crazy.
Yes.
In a week.
Yeah.
So
it's wild.
It is, but I love it. Like,
and we have our first event. Well, not our first event. Our first event was opening, but
yes,
we're doing our first Friday. Our downtown does a thing called First Fridays, and it's the first Friday of every month. And we're having our friend Jen there, and she's signing books and selling books, and she's got merch, and we're open later.
Yeah, I think we're going to stay open until 7.
Is that what everyone else does? I thought it was.
I don't know. That's what we're doing.
I was going to say that's...
Yeah, if you're not from here, our downtown it's revamped and revitalized a lot in the last probably 5-ish years, I would say.
Yeah, I would say.
But they're really doing a lot with it. And so First Fridays are like, there's food trucks and all the shops are open. Yeah, live bands, live music. All the shops are open. There's Jude's is open. The restaurants are like So
I'm excited because it's our first one because we didn't ever do it as a salon.
No, because like what would no?
Yeah, I don't want to.
No, I'm not cutting people's hair after. Like how would we have even done?
No. Like, would we be there just to mingle? Because I'm not interested in that.
No, I'll mingle about books, but
all day long. Hair, no. I can't help it. It's been a billion years. Like, it's just not. It's a job. Like, I don't want to. It's not fun for me. It's a job.
Right.
Hair. The books, yes. The bookstore is not. Like, it will be probably one day.
Yeah.
It is a job, but like, it's still like,
it's
I
enjoyable.
will talk about it. And yeah. I enjoy doing the things. Hair, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're one of my clients. It's
not you. It's us.
It is. Like, it's not fun.
No. I think we've just
and I think I'm allowed to do that.
Burnout.
That would be like if Kendra was like, yes, I can't wait to see your snotty-nosed face and tell you what's wrong with you and give you some medicine. Like, it's her job. It can't be fun.
Yeah, it's not fun all the time. Not that hair's not never fun. Well, maybe now, but I don't know.
I mean, it's not like I'm, not trying over here.
No, I mean, we're still working and doing it as a job. It's just, it doesn't hold the same allure it once did.
Yeah.
When we were like, yay. I mean, it's like anything. It's like the bookshop. Like, we thought, like, we're going to go work in a salon and you just get a chit chat and play. No.
You just get to play with hair all day. I never really thought that.
I don't know what I thought, but
and as far as the gossip, I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I'd rather not know. Like, just keep it to yourself. I don't care.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
I would much rather sit in our bookstore and talk about books with people.
Me too.
Just, lighthearted banter about the shit we like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine.
Clients.
It's fine. Everything's fine. What else? What were we?
I have a couple bookie things.
Okay.
One.
Oh.
I don't want to get hate for this, but somebody will be like, why does it matter? Why do you care? I don't care. I'm just stating an opinion.
Someone will call me old, so it's
Probably
fine.
Me too. Blind dates with a book.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me, bro.
Me either. And we chose as our bookstore not to do that for like Valentine's Day. We did the book bouquets instead, which went over. I think we did better than we would have done with a blind date with a book.
I guess I just don't understand.
I don't like surprises.
Well, I don't want to say I don't like surprises.
I'll say it. I don't like them.
But not with books. I don't. I can see if you didn't have any books that you had in mind to read, like your TBR was 0.
Or
and you
if
were like,
you
I don't
read
know what to
everything. Because
Yeah,
I don't read everything.
I don't either. I'm a little bit picky when it comes to what I do read. I'll give numerous things a try, but at this point where we read so much, like we know what we want to read and what
I do
we
love
like.
the merch poked down in there.
I do too.
And I mean, I suppose I wouldn't mind reading the little, synopsis, like a...
I mean, I know most of them are like, this is a thriller, or this is a romance, or this is a whatever.
Or like it gives a little, like, bloop about it without giving it away, like...
I guess.
But I still don't want to purchase it. I'd rather be like, oh, that one sounds cool, or that one looks fun, and then go off to where I can see what I'm getting.
Well, yeah, I'm like, my stack of books to read is so large, I would not chance a book I didn't know what it was on getting.
Or a book you already have.
Yeah,
I know.
It's weird.
I know. And so many people are like,
I mean, I know a lot of people love it. Which kudos. I just don't
either.
Don't ever get me one of those. Anybody that would buy me something, Colgan, he wouldn't. He knows better. Like, no. It's just it's an odd concept to me. I mean,
to me as well.
When I like barely think about it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then when I'm like,
and then if you were to like go shop for it, you'd be like, that's what I'm saying. I'd be like, oh, that sounds cute, or oh, look at these stickers poked in this one, and then I would travel on to the section where it's not blind date with a book.
Right. I want to look at the cover.
It's like a literal blind date. Like, would you
don't know what you're getting?
Who wants that?
No one. Not me.
No.
Never. No. Mm-mm.
But like, I mean, for real. Like,
I don't want a blind date or a blind book.
No.
Blind date.
I want to be able to see.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta sniff it. I gotta touch it. The cover of the book, not a date. Well, like I want to look at it.
Yes.
No. It's a terrible idea.
Agreed.
Speaking of books, I told you last night, but I mean, there's always book talk drama.
Book
talk drama is forever. But there's a girl, I don't even know her name. Somebody called her like Demon Barbie or something because she kind of looks like that.
What'd she do?
She just dogged on all of Book Talk. I think it started with the Onyx Storm, release and everyone being like, Onyx Storm. And she was like, you guys are reading about dragons. They're not real. Just shitting all over people who read. She was like, what are you learning? Like, we're supposed to be reading a dictionary, I guess.
Well, Karen, I'm learning that if crazy shit ever pops off, I'll have all these ideas on how to survive. Yeah. And you'll be over there not.
No. What a dummy.
What is that noise? Is that a spray foam? Spray air?
I don't know.
Is someone dying?
I don't know.
What's
What'd that be?
What's that noise? You don't know. Okay.
But my favorite thing is Book Talk just totally drug her over the coals.
Well, as they probably
and
should.
like, you know, when you're like watching Book Talk drama unfold between Book Talk people, but sometimes it gets nasty. I'm not gonna lie. But
people
like
are very passionate
they
about
are.
their
But
their
I
books.
feel like if you're a part of Book Talk, it's like siblingy, you know? Like they'll fight amongst themselves, ourselves.
Yeah.
But if an outsider comes in, like watching Book Talk band together to like pop off, and I love it. I'm like, I don't say anything, but I watch, and I like.
You're a
like
watcher.
I got ourselves a watcher. But I love it. I love it when Book Talk
I mean,
obliterates some
we have
bitch.
plenty of people that are like, I only read if I'm learning, or I only read whatever.
Nonfiction.
Yeah, nonfiction.
Why? I mean, cool.
And that's what I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we don't read that, but I mean,
Yeah. I'm like, ew, inside. But I'm not like, not going to be mean and judge
no,
them.
I don't think this girl reads at all. I could be wrong, but I don't think she doesn't
I'm like,
look
I also don't want to be judged for reading absolute crap,
trash.
because that's what I want it to feel like I'm watching a movie.
I know that's what books I like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Well, she made like a follow up video that's like something about like I watch movie, and someone was like, oh, so you don't know how to read? Like that's the problem. I see. But yeah, like
well,
it's an escape. Like
Yeah.
not an escape. I mean, yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
like our entertainment. It's like
Yes.
watching a movie
ooh,
or
speaking of entertainment, Ramsey brought something up last night, and speaking of the book world ready to battle, so him and his dumb little friends. So he likes to come into the bookstore and pick up a book and turn to the back and read dirty shit.
yeah,
and
he'll find the
and act like the whole bookstore is nothing but smut.
porno books.
Yeah, and that's
It's
what
not.
last night I finished my book, which was Set Sharp Teeth, and he was like, I don't remember what he said, but he said lots of penetration in that or something stupid, and I was like, no, it's werewolves. Like she's puking up rat teeth because like
Ugh.
there is no. But he was like, how come? Like back in the day, music had to have like its explicit like sign on it, and you could only be you had to be a certain age to buy it.
Right,
or
right.
how come you can't go buy like a nudie magazine? Or
Why are
like,
there not like the CDs used to have like parental advisory
Yeah.
stickers on books? I don't know. I'm sure it has something to do with like freedom of press or whatever, but I don't know.
I know. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I've said. Like, your section needs to be behind a curtain. We have to check IDs to go back there.
Like in Gilmore Girls.
Yes, at the video store.
Video store. I don't know, but I mean, there's the whole banned book thing.
That's what I said. I was like, well, now I know you would be a book banner. Like, of course you are.
Which I'm like, I don't know. I'm not super for like censorship at all. I mean, I do think kids should be,
Well,
protected from things.
But it's your responsibility as
a
the parent to know what they're watching, reading. And like, if I were going to take my kid to a movie, I would know what I'm going into. If I were seeing my kid reading a book, I like, you can easily learn what age it's rated for.
I know.
Is it on the cover of the book? No.
Well, so I mean, you can go on a lot of Goodreads or Amazon.
That's what I told him. I said
they will say
That's
like
what
18
I said.
plus.
But is it on the cover of the book?
No, it's not. But like, I don't think it should have to be. I'm with you. Like,
well, then why does the music?
Does it anymore? It doesn't anymore, does it? I mean,
it says a E for explicit, but I don't know that you have to be. No, I don't think you have to be a certain age to buy it.
Well, people don't really buy CDs anymore, though.
No, but even if you go, you can buy a song on Apple. I don't think it would be like, you're under 18, you can't buy this.
I don't know. I've never thought about books
what
like
about
that.
What about a Boobie magazine? Do they still have those?
Yeah,
It's
but
dumb.
I don't know where you can buy them at. Where can you buy a Playboy at now? Like, they used to be in, like, the gas station.
Well, and they were in the bookstore, but they were like, you know, they would have the cover, like you could just really see the title,
it was
like
Playboy
a black
or whatever.
plastic or whatever.
Yeah. What was your question about those? What can you?
Do they check ages? Like, do you have to be?
Oh.
Which I'm like, that's real human graphic images, and that's what I tried to tell him.
Maybe that's. I don't know. I've never thought about it other than like, okay, if you're listening to music, like it's also, you know, it's not private all the time. Like if you have it, maybe that's why. And magazines, I'm with, like, you're looking at a
like it's not like it's a cartoon drawing. It's a real person.
But like books are,
it's just words
for you, you know.
Yeah, like
you're not driving down the road blaring. Well, some people are, I guess, with audiobooks, but I don't know. Somebody
he would
answer.
just ban them, probably.
You would. You're a book banner.
He is on that team.
Really?
Yeah.
All of my books would be banned.
Like that.
Uri lost
you and
one
slip
of
the
them.
headphones on, do whatever. That's I think you are.
Better find a mic, Ramsey. Get in on this
You
argument.
are on the voting team of the book banners.
Oh, here he comes. Drum roll. Are we going to have a fight? Is there going to be a fight here? I'll just sit back.
Said I was bleeding today.
She did. I knew it would end this way. I knew it would come to this with her mood. Go ahead. Here he comes.
Okay, now this is going to mess up the whole editing process. But
you didn't have to plug
fault.
it in. You could have just.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't ban anything. I didn't say that in hopes that you had to start IDing kids to buy books. I just thought it was odd.
It's merely stating a fact that everything else has a warning, except for books.
Based on some of the books that I've opened a page to, and I'm learning a whole. It's a complete different thing that I mean, obviously, like, I don't read those books, so I don't know, but like.
Your wife doesn't read much of that.
But when I was a kid, like, older women read Fabio books, but I'd never thought they were books about that.
Trust me, those are graphic as well.
But I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
If I'm a kid and I see that my grandma reads Fabio books and I'm at a bookstore and I pick up a Fabio book and I can read.
Can even read.
I'm 12, 13, 14 years old and I'm like, whoa. But no one can keep me from buying it, which is a little odd considering a 14-year-old boy can't buy a nudie magazine.
Or a CD.
Or at one point.
Yeah, I can remember my mom having to go with me to buy my first Nelly CD I was probably 12. My mom didn't have a clue what I was listening to. Or maybe she did and was like, me. But my mom I do remember, and like, can't buy a movie ticket for an R-rated movie unless you're 17.
True. You still can't. Like,
but there's no regulation on a book.
There isn't. I don't know why.
And
I don't know if there's like, is it like freedom of press or?
I'm not saying there should be. It was making an observation that
fact.
It never had.
I'm not saying that you said there should be. I'm just saying you are on the
that is
team
stereotyping
of people
me.
that.
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay.
What book would I ban?
I don't know. You can't even
But
read.
you said-
so
She's got a point.
He can read. I've heard him read aloud the backs of the books.
True.
And
He's
he
like,
said the
"Oh
C word
my
out loud the
God."
other day.
Well, the one I read the other day, I opened it up and it was talking about fisting.
What book was that? I didn't read that.
I don't remember what book it was, but I was
Was
like,
it
oh
in-
my God.
Wasn't it fantasy?
No,
It
it was
wasn't.
a dark, I think it was dark romance, but I don't
It
remember
might have been the one that you sold out of last week.
which one.
We sold out of many.
We sold out of lots.
No, the one you sold out of last week was not the same one that had fisting in it. The one that had fisting is top left shelf
It was probably
on
one
the
of,
corner or on the end.
it was one of, I think it was a Lauren Beale book. The ones, the hitchhiker.
Oh my God, the one I brought home.
I mean, I don't know if it was that
Oh,
one specifically.
great.
You know, I've not read any books with fisting in them. That's not a common we're gonna have to censor this podcast episode
Is it
now.
what I'm imagining? Like, is he fisting a vagina?
I would assume as
or a
much.
bunghole?
I would hope that hurts my butthole to even think about. How would that happen?
I don't know.
Okay, wait, I got a story. There's this girl. I follow her. Don't judge me. I just find her very interesting to listen to. She is
A fister?
no.
Fisty?
Her profession is,
Oh,
she doesn't live here. I think she's in Australia.
okay.
But she makes TikToks about
What she does?
What she does. It's not graphic. She
Right.
just talks about like crazy things. She has
Is
a
she part of the oldest profession in the world?
which is what?
Prostitution.
I mean, she's not a prostitute. She doesn't call herself.
So she's a
She's an
escort.
yeah.
Okay.
She has a guy client though who always makes her insert things and he picks them out. And she had a candle the other day, and I'm not kidding you. It was like a shoe. It looked like a Converse. And she was like, I don't know how this is going in, but this is like what he picked. And I was like, what if you tore your whole butthole or your
Apparently
colon?
they don't care.
You've seen all the ER stuff where like people, and it like vacuums that shit right up and it's stuck and it doesn't come out. And you have to go to the ER and like yank her out.
No.
I watch a lot of ER doctors on TikTok and they will like show an x-ray of like beer bottles,
Oh, my God.
potatoes. Like what?
I don't.
Anyways, that took I would hope it's not that area. I think it's
Well,
the other area. But
who
I didn't read the
knows?
book. Ramsey did.
Ramsey read a page. Actually, a paragraph. The first paragraph of a page.
Listen, it's spicy books. I don't know. But
Do you really want to argue about more of what this has brought to light amongst me and my buddies when we talk about this stuff?
when you have Walker, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
So, what's the difference between a sports fan watching hours of sports and a female reading a dark romance book?
Or any book.
Or any book or
But
Or let's say roles are reversed and the woman likes to watch sports and the dude's sitting over there reading. Like nothing. There is no difference.
I'm probably saying that wrong, but it did bring up a good point in our conversation about like the justification of reading and it being about that versus sitting on the couch watching a football game on a Sunday. Like which is
He still hasn't touched on where I thought it was going last
I thought
night.
he was going to say, what's the difference between men watching and women reading? And
That's
I got an
exactly-
answer. I've
That's
told Cole.
exactly
That
where I
too.
thought he was
That
going
too.
with
I
it
mean,
last
that's part
night.
of it,
Like,
but-
why
Listen.
can women read their smutty books and men can't sit there and watch porn?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know everyone's
Time out,
answer,
though.
but I do have an answer.
circling back though. It
You
all
mean the
it
time?
all it all revolves around the what it looks like at face value. Unless you know what your wife or your partner or whoever is reading. If you guys didn't open up a bookstore and I didn't open up a book and realize that like that's what a lot of people read, I would have never assumed
I'm reading smut.
I would have
I'm
never
like,
thought,
actually, this girl's a werewolf.
I would never look at you and be like, you sit around and read porn.
But I do.
But you do. But there's a stigma if you're a man and sitting around and watching porn. But what's the difference between watching and reading?
Listen, here's what I'll say. One, my husband knows exactly what I read. He's also reading it with like he is you.
He read Pucking Around when we couldn't.
I couldn't get through that.
But that was different though, because wasn't that one more of like trauma?
Pucking Around? No, Pucking Around was smut.
It was.
There is a difference.
Dudes and girls and girls and girls
like
and
it
dudes
was one big orgy. I don't personally like that. There are women who just read that, and I would equate that to a guy watching. What I read, yes, has spice in it.
So time out. Reverse it though. You walk in from a day at work at the bookstore, kids are doing something else, and your husband's sitting at home alone, and you walk in the house and he's watching a gangbang porn on the TV.
That's what I'm saying. That's the same with music. Like,
but what's the difference between that and reading a book?
Well, there's a huge difference. In my opinion, let me state it. One, watching it with our family, also watching it that would be insane. My kids have no idea what I'm reading. Two, I don't usually read until my kids are asleep. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sitting at home on my couch while Crosby's here and Carter's here reading a trash book. I mean...
Okay, but go back to my scenario.
Okay.
Home alone, hanging out. You, home alone, hanging out, is reading a book that is smut and porn. But you walking in and Cole is sitting on the couch. He's going to be in so much trouble. He's sitting on the couch and just staring at a gangbang on TV.
Here's what I've told Cole, because he didn't get it for a long time either. And I don't think unless you read the books, you understand. When you're watching that, you're literally just watching people have sex.
True.
You're reading.
No, there is a storyline. There's characters. There's character development. When you're watching a porno and the pool boy walks in or the pizza delivery guy's like, I'm here to change your drain or what the fuck ever they say in a porno.
That's a story.
No, it's not. It's different. You can twist it all you want. But at the end of these books, like, we don't just like it for that. It's the relationship between the guy and the girl. Like, I wish you would sit down, because you don't read.
He can't even weed.
And read one, because I feel like it's the same analogy that all the book talk girls use, and I 100% agree with it. It's Beauty and the Beast
more like
vibes.
Game of Thrones. Like, we watch Game of Thrones, and there's occasional
like major orgy happening,
stuff.
And you're like, holy moly!
But it's like,
but there is a story. You're not watching it. That's what I said. There are books that are just, and I've told you, I've read a couple, and I don't like them. Mm-mm. That it's just smut. That's how I feel about 50 Shades. Like, it was the first book I ever read that I would call smut, and it was fucking terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, the storyline sucked, the character, whatever. But it's not the same. You are watching a relationship unfold, no matter how messed up it might be in these books, especially dark romance. When you watch a porn, there's no relationship. You are merely watching two people do it. There's no emotions. There's no anything.
Juices and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that caters to men, because men don't want emotions. They want that. They want like emotionless juices flowing, where women need an emotional tie. Like, that's why
they need to read about murder. That's what I read.
Most of the dark romance books are the men, morally gray men, saving the girl, and they fall in love with her. It's a love story, even
and the
though
girl likes her vagina being slapped
or fisted.
I don't want to read that either.
It's a difference.
I think there is a difference. I won't disagree with your reasoning, but I also think that there is a side of that there's a double standard a little bit.
I'll give you that. Because if I walked in and watched and Cole was just hanging out watching
the world
a porno,
is a double standard.
I would be mad.
If you walked in though and it was some like pornographic scene in a movie,
no, because
it'd
I've
be different.
done that
You'd
before.
be like, "Oh my God, what are you watching?" And he's like,
the-
"Oh, it's this whatever movie."
I mean, yes,
And
that's the difference.
the
When you
same.
Yes, there's pornographic material and lots of stuff. Game of Thrones is a perfect shit. There's Butts and Sons, and it was on FX, and you know what they're doing. Like,
I would like for HBO to just redo Sons
and put a full old scene in there. Same.
Yeah.
But you're not watching just that. Whereas if I'm like, I'm going to go to, what's a porno website, OnlyFans, and pay, it's different. And I can't, do you agree?
Yes.
Do you not agree?
I do agree based on certain reasoning, but I also don't think that it really is that different because
I think it is.
I mean, it depends. I guess it could depend on the reason for reading those books. If someone if anyone reads a dark romance book and it helps them get aroused or excited or ready for it.
Is that why you're reading those books?
But it might be, but it may not be how you do it, but it might be the reason why somebody wants to read those books.
I will say there's lots of book talk girls that are like, my husband enjoys this just as much as I do, where it's scientifically proven men who watch porn visually see it, they no longer like have interest in participating with their real life partner because it's with their brain. And I don't think that's the same. I don't think that happens when you read those things. One, because it's not, the books aren't constantly that. And you can also,
books I've read.
You read one paragraph and you found it.
I did not. I literally opened a book and read the top page. Or read the top line and then went through it. Like, I'm not hating on reading them. Obviously, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to judge anybody for reading them. I'm just merely stating that there's. I would venture to say that most, if not all, men, I'd say 75% of men who have wives who read books, they don't know what's in those books.
Maybe
Probably
not. I don't know. I feel like it depends on your marriage and your relationship.
Well, I mean, again, I can see both sides of it. I'm not saying anything should be changed now or any book should be banned. I'm just merely saying that it's never been something that's been talked about or discussed, and it is a little odd given that
I'll give you that because
a 14-year-old could come in and buy a book. And nothing could be said about it. No. But a 14-year-old couldn't go into Brown Derby at the time and purchase a Playboy magazine that's sitting on the shelf that had a book condom on it.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that fact.
And I'm not saying put stuff on there either. I agree that it's up to the parents. It's more of the acknowledgement that that's never been something that's been discussed or even talked about or understood.
I think because, maybe this is just me and I just don't know, but like, I know there's always been like the Harlequin romance and like the Fabio books and stuff, but what freaking kid wanted to read those or look at them? I don't even want to look at them now. They look disgusting. Like they look boring and ew. Like if you read those, I'm sorry. But
my grandma read those. She had a shitload of them in her basement.
At the yard sale. But I think like these kind of books, while yes, they've been around, have made a very big, come up in the book world. And
there was nothing on TV back in the day that was Game of Thrones either.
No,
so, like,
it's all become much more acceptable.
Yeah. telling you, he would ban the books. He'd be a book banner. Yeah.
It's dumb. Like, I am for not censoring anything.
And he's like, it's just a double standard. And I'm like, so is men getting paid more than women to do the same job.
So is women having a baby with their husband, and the husband's life doesn't change and the woman's life is
that's
consumed by
life is a double standard.
Yeah, everything's
so
a double standard.
Cry me a river.
And I will not back down on this. It is much different for a man to go seek out porn and just
agree.
watch.
That's really where I thought he was going with it last night, when it was more about the censor or the, explicit on the like cover. I thought he was going there, but he didn't. So
I assumed that's where he was going today.
anyways,
What time is it now?
I don't
That was a
know.
long time. I don't know what else we have other
You
than all the
said-
planes are crashing.
I
I have to fly in 3 weeks.
Well, I'm like,
scared.
I have had a fear of flying my entire life because of this. And it was not a thing. And now I'm like, it is a thing. And
But why? Why is it a thing?
I don't know.
I really don't have a fear of flying, and I never really have. That's not to say I don't sometimes get anxiety, like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm leaving my kids. What if this plane does crash? But I'm never, like, once we're on, like, I don't, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm nervous to fly in a few weeks.
I
Like,
don't blame you.
part of me wants to be like, never
Nah.
mind.
Yeah,
I'll stay home.
I don't blame you.
And I have to fly over an ocean.
Mm-hmm. Sharks and crashes and drowning and castaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would rather just get blown up in the crash than survive, see a shark, float around the ocean.
Right.
No, thank you. Just take me out right at the beginning.
Yeah.
I just won't wear my oxygen
I was gonna
mask
say, when
and
the
I'll
mask
just
drops,
pass out.
when the mask drops, just don't put it
I'll
on.
no. Yeah, I'm nervous, but
Mhm.
I've seen a bunch of conspiracy theories and such. But and I saw someone say, like, I think because 2 of the planes were like little planes, like they weren't big passenger planes like the first big crash.
Right.
But I saw someone post and they were like, these little planes go down all the time.
Little planes do.
And
yeah,
now,
that's why I'm like, I
because
would
of
never
the big
fly on
crash,
a little
they're
plane.
reporting on these little planes going down. And he was like, "There's no, it happens all the time.
I
You
don't know.
just don't hear about it."
I will not. All I say is you can read about what the FAA or whatever says from the first big plane crash, that stuff was not normal that night or whatever day. I don't really know. It's political.
Oh, well,
There's like firings and hiring freezes and
they're short staffed because anyways. But I talked to 2 military people who did say those, whatever the helicopter was and the night vision, like, yes, it was probably the FAA people, like, not doing their job, but like both, and one who has experience and did fly helicopters and is now retired said you can't see anything but, like, they don't have radar like a plane. Like, it's just, and the night vision, and he said, like, it's very, like, likely they didn't see that plane at all.
probably.
Like, the way it happened.
But I'm like, you're also trusting, like, if you get on a plane and you're up there, like, even the pilot is trusting, home base to tell them
right, it was
what to do and where to go.
FAA.
And I'm not even really blaming them because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it fell on them, yes, but I'm like, I wouldn't want that job, like, of knowing all the things in the sky and where they go.
It's
and
like a constant game of, like, chess. Like,
yeah, no
thanks.
And that's why I'm like, that is what flying, that is the part of flying that freaks me out, is like, all it takes is one person to be like, oops, forgot that one.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we fly, like anybody flies, but like it's just one right after the other. Like they all, so yeah, it's freaky.
That and just malfunctioning equipment.
That was this latest one. I think it was Chicago. Like they hit one of the people who drive the thingies that pull the plane on the runway, and the wing hit them, and then the thing flipped over on them, and
then the birds flying in the
getting sucked in the engine,
tearing up the engine, and going down.
Yeah. Anyways,
was that all we had today?
I don't know.
I feel like we had something else, but I don't remember what it was.
I didn't intend to go on the
book
that was
porn rant.
Yeah, I never. So the Tupac dude.
That is Tupac.
Okay, if you haven't seen, I love when people are like, "Stop telling us to go look at stuff." I think most people have probably
don't go look at it.
I think most people have probably seen the TikTok.
It is not even like a doppelganger or like, it is not even like Ice Cube and his son. Like, man, this is like.
It is Tupac.
It almost looks like AI, but like.
I don't think it is.
It's not.
No.
I don't think.
But he looks so much like Tupac. I sent it to him. I was like, wait a minute. Say what?
Yeah.
Crazy.
He really does look identical. Like even like his.
Yeah. It's weird. It's so, and maybe he's like his long lost. Did he have a child? Does he have kids?
That's what I'm saying. It's just a doppelganger because like that's not even like I made a child that looks exactly like me.
It just is.
Yes.
Him.
In the now times.
Yeah. He's been reincarnated.
Yes.
Yeah. It's weird. Have you seen that? The Tupac video?
You got to send it to him.
I'll send it to you. Looks just like him.
Anyways, if you're still here, thanks for that. I think we're probably occasionally going to be doing every other week.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we got too much shit going on.
I have been scheduling my appointments with Allie on Mondays, and anytime I do that, I can't be here, and then we have 86 jobs, and we're moms, and so anyways, like
we gotta read our porn.
So gotta pencil in the pornography.
It is.
So it might be an every other week thing sometimes. I don't know,
which no one will care because they hate us.
Because we're old and gross.
Hate us because they hate
force.
Us.
Whatever.
We're what? We're old.
Force. Old and gross and force. But if you like old gross fours, like, follow, and subscribe. Anyways, that's all. We're going to go take a walk because it's 72 degrees outside.
Spring.
Bye.
Bye.